So I actually prefer the steering wheel to be, the steering mode to be in comfort, because I found that in Sport and Sport Plus, it feels a little bit too artificial, like almost like forced to be stiff. And in comfort, it's actually natural, like the way the car is meant to be. Because I found in like many situations that you're able to control the car better in comfort. I don't know, it reminds me of like video games, when you have force feedback on and it electronically gives you that sensation of, the force resisting the wheel turning. And I actually don't like that, because I like it more natural, where, you can correct the car's slide easier, stuff like that. So, yeah, I prefer it in comfort, always, no matter what situation. I went back and forth from Sport Plus to comfort, and I found the comfort to be the most sporty and controllable, like most natural feel. So, yeah. As far as throttle response, I actually like it to be in Sport Plus, because I found it's like the most shortest pedal travel, and I don't know, I like how responsive the car gets in every gear, and it's comfortable for me, and I drive it in Sport Plus 100% of the time. So as far as suspension, I actually prefer it in Sport Plus, unless I'm with my family, then I put in comfort, just to be a little bit more soft. But when I drive alone, I spend a lot of time in Sport Plus, because I actually like that go-kart feel. It gets a little bit too much maybe on really rough roads, but I don't know, to me it's the most sportiest. Yeah, it feels like the car is more planted down on the road, and it has like no lean, no floatiness to it. So it's just like, it just grabs and it follows the road a lot better. So yeah, Sport Plus for throttle response, Sport Plus for suspension, and comfort steering. So yeah, I found that's at least it's my preference. I think that's the best, in my opinion. The way to drive this car. So I've always had manual cars, and this is the first car that actually made me not miss driving manual, because the way the gears shift, it's unbelievable. Like second to third, that was a shift. That's like incredible. So I downshift and I punch it. It's instant, and the way it feels when it shifts, it's unlike anything else I've ever driven. It's got like a distinct kick to every gear. You can set it to how harsh you want that kick. You can set it to where there's no feel in between the shifts. You can set it to medium or really harsh. I found that the third setting and the middle setting and the highest setting, as far as shift speeds, it doesn't affect anything. It's just like almost like an artificial kick, just for fun. I found that the best way to shift with this transmission is actually like, for example, if you're trying to downshift, you have to let off the throttle, otherwise the car sort of bucks or kicks. I think it gets confused with like the throttle input and its own rev matching. So like, for example, if I'm cruising right now in third gear, and let's say I want to shift to second, and if I am on throttle, it's gonna give me like it's not gonna be as smooth of a shift. Like, look, see, it doesn't sound good. But if I'm back to third, if I let off throttle when I shift, see, much better. Like there's no what do you call it, jerkiness to it. It's instant. I mean, there's still a tiny bit of lag, but that's normal. And what I like the most is like the way it upshifts or downshifts, but the way it revs up to match those revs. It's very aggressive. It's, unlike other cars where they're kind of lazy, they in their up rev. This one is just like boom. Every gear is like that. That's my favorite part. So yeah, like you can do that with a stick shift, but I mean, you have to be really good at rev matching to get the downshift's perfect. So if I'm coming down, coming up to a light, and I want to, like, let's say I'm in 5th gear. So what I do is, normally I would let off throttle completely, and I go 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and then I'm on brake, and then 1st, and it's every gear downshift is absolutely smooth. Like, you can't even feel them, you just hear. That's what I like the most about it. And as far as upshifts, as I said, like, they're unbelievable. And you don't even have to drive fast in this car to enjoy the shifting. I mean, I can be cruising right now, look. So I'm in 3rd gear, and I'm going to 4th. And just the way it feels, the way it sounds, it's like brr, brr. It's like, you might not hear it too much with the windows up, but when you have windows down, man, it sounds incredible. So, I can drive forever in this car. Honestly, like, on my way to work and then back home, I always roll the windows down. I put my heater on just so I can, like, not freeze to death. But I just want to hear the car, like, connect with it, or, especially when you're next to other cars, it resonates, like the echo. I mean, when you downshift, it's like, wow. It's like music to me. I don't even have any music in the car most of the time. Like, I don't bother with it. I just start the car and just, yeah. So yeah, like right now I'm downshifting. Look, I'll put the window down. I mean, I don't know how much the camera picks up the sound, but that sounded real damn good. So, and I give you a little rev, just for fun. That's pretty much it for now. Yep, peace out.